Bom dia, gente. This is Frederick from Pearls of Portugal. Portugal just beat a new record in tourism. Over 30 million people came over, which is quite a bit if you compare to the 10 million inhabitants. Tourists do the classical things, go to Café Majestic or check out the Torre de Belém, eat a nata and whatever. I think Portugal has a lot more to offer, and here are 10 suggestions of things you can do in Portugal to experience unique moments. Number one, the typical thing you will visit when you are in Lisbon or in the Lisbon areas is the Moor Castle in Lisbon. It's something that the Moors left out of sympathy when they visited Portugal a couple of centuries ago. Just kidding. It's nice to see, but it's usually very crowded. There are great places, great alternatives in Portugal. The first one is the Templar Castle in Tomar. The second one is the Gothic church in Alcobaça. And my favorite is the Gothic monastery in Batalha. Great places, not very full, so you can enjoy it by yourself. You can combine it maybe with a dinner and close by, and you will experience probably a more authentic cuisine when you do this day trips. So check out these places whenever you're in Portugal to enjoy a great moment in Portugal. If you're a sport active person and you like to run, I think one of the things you have to do is participate in the Lisbon Marathon that is usually taking place in October. This year is the 4th or 6th of October, a little bit short notice. But still, the Vasco da Gama bridge is the longest bridge that you have in Europe. It's around 16,000 meters, which is about 10 miles. A beautiful bridge that you can cross by foot. And I think doing that, you will experience great moments. There are also other parts of the marathon that are very beautiful. Most parts take you along the river, but crossing that bridge on the marathon, you will not be by yourself, but still, I think it's one of unique moments that you can have in Portugal. Number 3, walking the Pilgrim way from to Santiago de Compostela. That traditionally starts in France and goes along the Spanish coastline. Has become very popular, a little bit mass tourism by now. If you would like to enjoy pilgrim time by yourself in a more settled environment, there are beautiful ways to do this in Portugal. There are 3 ways that lead to Santiago. There's a coastal way that starts close to Porto. There's one that starts in Lisbon. My favorite is the interior one that starts in Viseu and takes you through interior regions, very beautiful regions within the northern part of Portugal to Santiago. I think if you're into to walking this kind of pilgrim ways, you will definitely enjoy your time. Compared to the classical one, I think it can definitely keep up with it, and you will have great moments walking to Santiago de Compostela from Portugal. Number 4, and now we come to moments as a couple, also very beautiful. I think one of the greatest places you can visit as a couple, it's not Algarve, it's not Porto, it's Lisbon. They're also great, but one of the greatest places you can visit as a couple is Alentejo, and more specifically the border area with Spain. Beautiful, authentic towns, smaller towns. There's not so much to visit, but you can just enjoy the nature. They will have a lot of beautiful landscapes in September, maybe also in August. The farmers put together big haystacks. There are many areas where you can also enjoy lakes, and be sure you will be on your own. So if you want to have a great time, great moments as a couple, check out this area. One of my favorite towns is Castelo de Vida, where my marriage started. So check them out if you would like to have great moments as a couple in Portugal. Number 5, when you are at the Algarve, if you're in Sagres, do a sunset picnic at the beach. Very beautiful. You can really see the sun going down in the most western part of Europe, and I think that's really a unique moment you can share with somebody else when you are in Portugal. Number 6, there's no great moment in Portugal without food. So also recommendation for having a great moment or great time when eating out. There are also other places, but my favorite place is Matosinhos, Heróis de França. It's a street with the highest density of fish food restaurants. Everything is freshly grilled on charcoal. There are plenty of restaurants, so when you're there in the summer, you enter the street, you have this smell of great food being grilled. It's quite lively. You can eat outside, you can eat inside. There are great restaurants with very typical food. So if you have a chance to enjoy a night at the street, do it, because I think it's a unique moment you can experience in Portugal. Number 7, Portugal has a lot of coastline and beautiful, beautiful beaches. In total, continental Portugal, not with the islands, has around 832 kilometers of coastline. Of course, the Algarve is a little bit more crowded, but the Atlantic coast is full of places where you can be by yourself. So I definitely recommend a longer walk at the coastline. My favorite coast is between Peniche and Foz do Aurélio. Great places. You can also maybe do a little picnic, but if you have a chance, even during the sunset, you will definitely remember your walk at the Atlantic coast. Number 8, if you have a chance, I think it's definitely a must also to take a bath and maybe even do a day picnic at a natural lagoon in the national park Peneda Gerês. The park is located in the north, about an hour 10 away from Porto. They're beautiful places, a lot of green, a lot of nature around. Some places are a little bit more crowded, a lot of places are a little bit hidden, so you will be by yourself or just with a couple of folks. I think it's great. Pure water, you can do a little bit of cliff diving. You will have a great time when you take a bath in the lagoon in the national parks of Gerês. Number 9, there's a small island close to the Atlantic town Peniche, Berlengas. It's not really known. It's perfect for a day trip. You'd usually take a ferry boat in the morning and come back in the afternoon or at night. Don't miss the ferry boat, otherwise you have to stay on the island. The island is very beautiful. It has magic moments when you look over the Atlantic Ocean. There's a small beach. It's just having a great time, and I think it's a unique place. You can also dive there if you want. If you get seasick very easily, the trip, I think it's about 45 minutes, maybe half an hour, but it tends to be kind of rough because there are a lot of waves. But if you don't get seasick, you can have great moments in Berlengas, leaving from Peniche with a very unique island in Portugal. Number 10, Portugal, as I said, has a lot of coastline. You can visit the beach. What a lot of people are not aware of, that Portugal also has two beautiful, big rivers, the Douro and the Tejo. And these rivers have natural beaches at the river sides, praias fluviais, beautiful places. And if you have a chance, go up to the river, check out one of the places. You will have really a magic time being there. You can swim in the river. You can, again, bring some picnic food. In most cases, there's also a restaurant close by. They're usually very peaceful. You can have a great time with the family, so there's not the hustle and bustle you have at a normal beach. Still, you can swim. Most cases, it's also safe for children. But in order to have a great time with family or by yourself or as a couple in peace with a great landscape around you, one of the best choices is to visit Praia Fluvial in Portugal. These were my 10 suggestions to have unique live moments when you are in Portugal. If you have other suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I'm pretty sure there are more than 10 options you have in Portugal. If you have a question, contact us. If you like the video, follow us and do a thumb up. And don't forget, stop surviving, start living. See you in Portugal.